Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
And this is the Shabbat of Pesach, because here we are in the middle of eating our matzah. Maybe it was a matzah lasagna, a little matzah pizza, never heard. Certainly, I hope you had a wonderful Seder, everybody, as close or near as you may have been, whether it was virtual or actual. I hope it all felt actual. There's something for me about even just taking out that first slice of matzah. The smell will do it for me every time. It's Pesach, and we're so happy that you're able to join us. And maybe you sang this song at your Seder. Maybe you missed it this year, but the Cantor will provide. So please join us for Adir Hu.
Adir Hu, Adir Hu, Ibnei Beito Bekarov, Imera, Imera, Beyameinu Bekarov, El B'nei, B'nei Beita Bekarov. Of course, it goes on, many verses, but that gives us a little taste of Shabbat Pesach, Shabbat Passover.
Thank you, Cantor. So we're so happy to be here with you. If you're anything like me, you will admit to having maybe several times this past week, waking up and remembering that it was Groundhog's Day and deja vu all over again. As I asked myself, another day in quarantine. I'd like to think that I start every day with Modeh Ani, thank God, you've given me back my soul. The first thing that snapped to mind, however, these days is that here it is, quarantine day. And yet I also ask myself, because here it is Passover, I'm tired of hearing myself when I wake up in the morning saying enough already, because enough already is actually the opposite of Modeh Ani, Modeh Ani. It's the opposite of gratitude. The gratitude that I'm really going for is the kind of gratitude that Rabbi Yisrael Salanter, who was the founder of the Musar movement in the 19th century, Yisrael Salanter talked about soul traits. And he said, if you're going to nurture any soul trait, let it be gratitude first. Everything comes off of that. So he mused on this, and he said that human beings, as he observed, human beings immersed in the pursuit of things, in this pursuit with all their heart and soul to gather and to collect, to further their acquisitions and increase their property, he says there is no end to their labor, for there is no limit to their longing. And of course, we are in a pretty serious time right now, as we know, but Shabbat allows us to say, every day is not just a quarantine day. This is a day of possibility. This is a day where I can bring my positive attitude. This is a day where I can actually still change another person's life, whether they're just somebody that I talk to on the phone or someone that I live with, somebody I might even just greet from 6 feet or more away. Dayenu, that would be enough. Just to take yourself out of this place of saying, I could go for ingratitude, and saying, no, I'm actually going to change that. I'm going to change that. Dayenu, I thought of all of us sitting around our Seder tables, and I was really grateful to my brother-in-law who brought this to my attention, this beautiful little poem about Dayenu. It goes like this: for whatever Seder we could have done this Pesach, Dayenu. For a home, Dayenu. For the health of loved ones, Dayenu. For as few people as possible to suffer, Dayenu. For safety and security, Dayenu. For the sacrifice of healthcare providers, Dayenu. For courageous leaders, Dayenu. For caring citizens, Dayenu. For our own self-compassion, for simply making sure our kids are loved and protected and healthy, Dayenu. We can be mired in misery, friends. We can. Sometimes we should. Right now, if you joined us here for Shabbat, some of you are here in pain. I know this. Some of you have experienced recent loss. I know this. And those losses on top of that pain that's out there can make us feel that we ask God, isn't this enough? Isn't this enough already? When actually the question is for us, what is enough? We know what's important. Shabbat says to us, this Dayenu, this Shabbat Pesach, it will be enough for me to fully breathe, Dayenu. It will be enough for me to deeply love, Dayenu. It will be enough for me to attentively listen to others, Dayenu. And it will be enough for me to maximally trust in you, holy oneness of all, in this community, this family, this world of virtual strangers. But you know what? Virtual these days has the possibility of making us not strangers, but actually companions on this journey. So I'm so pleased that you're here with us tonight. We hope that you can sing as loud as you can in place, break out the matzah and the charoset and whatever else you got going on. Even if you weren't able to pull together a full Seder this year, you made it to Shabbat and you made it to be here with us. And we're gonna make up for whatever was lost just by being a community right here, right now. So will you light your candles with us as we do? And then we'll make the blessing together with the Cantor. We say the blessing together.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner, Shel Shabbat.
Amen. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat settles in and we get to let go of the week that was and welcome in this peace that is the Shabbat of being together on Pesach.
Lecha dodi likrat kala tenei Shabbat nekavela shamor zamor v'divurecha hishmianu elam yufal Adonai echad u'shmo echad l'shem tiferet
Please rise and stand in your place and greeting the Shabbat. We sing together.
Oh, we v'shalom, ateret balagam, v'simcha, u'b'tzolat tov, emuneh, am segula bo'im, chalav
Stay standing, friends, for Baruch Hu, the call to worship. We're seated and we make a blessing for these days that pass without our having to mark them too much and lead us right into Shabbat. And then this tradition that has grounded us even in times where the sands seem to be shifting. We base ourselves in the knowledge of creation and the giving of Torah. So at the bottom of the page, will you read with me? Day and night, we will reflect on them, the mitzvot, for they are our life and the length of our days. Then your love shall never depart from our hearts. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people, Israel.
Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Evod malchuto leolam vaed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meodecha. Ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha. V'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shitecha v'beitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shokbecha uv'kumecha וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Adonai Elohechem emet.
If you can't picture this yourself, you do owe it to yourself this Pesach and every Pesach to watch The Prince of Egypt. But we'll try to conjure the non-DreamWorks production here with this inspired poem that brings us here every Shabbat to this moment of redemption, which we should never, ever forget. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. There's a blessing when one reads the entire Amidah during the week. There are 18 as opposed to 7 prayers that come up in the Amidah prayer. One of them is called Rofeh HaCholim. We turn to God as the source of all blessing. Rofeh means healer. HaCholim means the sick. So we turn to God as a parent. We turn to God as a redeemer. We turn to God as that warrior who would save us. And God is ultimately the healer of all who are ill. And God is that source of all healing, and yet there are these angels that dwell among us. You know exactly who I'm talking about. Angels on the front lines. Angels who are the doctors and the nurses, the psychologists, the social workers, the aides, the administrators, all connected, tied into our healthcare system, here, there, and everywhere, risking their lives all the time, every day, without respite. I even want to give a shout out right now to 2 of our Temple Israel family, a couple that is veterinarians, who I know are also being asked to come out and bring their special skills to help in this crisis. There are so many of you who are professionals in the field of healthcare. We thank you. We also want to take this moment right now to note what you do. You are not the Rofeh HaCholim, you're not the healer of the sick, but you are the people who aspire to influence the conditions that healing, so that healing may happen. You seek to influence those conditions every single day you go to work. And as you stand by and as you give witness and as you ease pain and as you accompany people who are suffering and people who are straining under this particular struggle against illness, we're so grateful as we turned our Hashkivenu prayer, because this is a moment when we can say that we note that you are the partner, the midwife, the practitioners of the healing arts. And to all of you who do that, we want God to spread over you a shelter of peace. We ask that the Holy One spread over them as the Rofeh HaCholim, as the healer of all who are ill, all that you need to give you strength and courage and protection to do your jobs. I'd like to ask everybody who's turned up for the service tonight to think of one person who is your hero in this regard. It could be a friend who's a doctor, it could be a family member. It could be somebody that you know of that you read about in the news. But I want to ask you to use the chat box right now. The chat box, if you scroll down to the bottom of the page, in the chat, you can scroll down there and click on chat and share the name of the person who is a doctor or a nurse or an administrator, whoever it is in the healthcare field. Will you write those names in right now, just so we can look at the full array of humanity here that is under this shelter of peace that we are praying that God provides for all of them. We wish them nothing but strength, and we sing this blessing for them in particular as they heal all who are ill. Hashkivenu.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom V'hamidenu Shomeinu Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai. Eloheinu Lishalom V'hamidenu Shomeinu Levayim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashkivenu Adonai. Eloheinu Lishalom. V'hamidenu Shomeinu
Thank you for sending all those names. Blessing all of them, peace and health. And that they should get a Shabbat, even if it's not today, that they should know from some kind of peace and rest, and all of us should have that to walk us into the new week. Carrying this feeling with us of real fullness and feeling surrounded by so many people all around us in spirit and closer virtually and maybe even right next to us. We stand as we are able for our Amidah prayer as we sing together.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi agita hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Vezocher Chasdei Avot v'imahot, Umevig Ula Livnei Bneihem, L'ma'an Shemo be'ahava. Melech Ozer u'Moshiach u'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Be'ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayei HaKol Atah Rav Le'Hoshia.
And now after Pesach, we include
Morid Atah. Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed, Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Berofech Olim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Ba'al Kivurot, Umidamelach, Melech Memit Umechaye, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman Ata L'harayot HaKol, Baruch Atah Adonai, Mechaye HaKol. Atah Kadosh V'Shimcha Kadosh, U'Kadoshim B'chol Yom Yahalalu Chasela, Baruch Atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
The rest is up to you for the next couple of minutes to take time to say those words aloud or in your heart, which you've longed to say, concluding this week.
we conclude our personal Amidah, our personal silent prayer with a communal prayer for healing. And as we mention all those in our lives now, to think about those who need healing of body and soul, perhaps those not even affected by COVID or on the front lines, but those who need continual healing. And I'll say that every morning when I start my prayers, I have to decide, or I think, is it more difficult to pray now or is it easier to pray now? And when I get to the prayer that the rabbi was talking about, and every time I get to the healing prayer, I say it's actually a lot easier to pray for this healing prayer because somehow we all need healing. But now we keep those people in our hearts and our minds. And please feel free to include those names when we sing and pray together.
So say those names aloud of the people for whom you're wishing healing. And we'll add to your names, Shraga ben Alexander, Yentefega bat Rachel, Eliyahu ben Sarah, Harav Reuven Shlomo ben Mendel Valeya, Naomi bat Miriam v'Harav Yosef, Gittel bat Yehuda v'Chaya, Norma Agronoff, Lisa Brody, Jacob Brody, Pat Cottle, Lily Kovitz, Jim Dowell, Michael Goshenauer, Kiana Greenwald, Jerry Gutterman, Ethan Kadish, Ruth Kahn, Linda Kellner. We're thinking about Delma Killinger, Mark Kotler, Fran Kreiselman, Linda Mendel, Mary Alice Menard, Anthony Paneth, Clark Patton, Helene Paselnik, Sandy Shupak, Fred Summer, Florence Taylor, Lee Tenenbaum, Annette Turner, Barry Turner, Sandy Tizer, Kay Watkins, Walter Watkins, Fran Ziegler, and Stan Ziegler. Let's read this prayer of hope during this pandemic by Rabbi Naomi Levy. And please God, we should only have to read this for a short time in the future. Together, teach us, God, to turn our panic into patience and our fear into acts of kindness and support. Our strong must watch out for our weak. Our young must take care of our old. Help each one of us to do our part to stop the spread of the virus. Send strength and courage to the doctors and nurses on the front lines. Fortify them with full force of their healing powers. Send wisdom and insight to the scientists working day and night across the world on healing treatments. Bless their efforts, God. Fill our leaders with the wisdom and courage to choose wisely and to act quickly. Help us, God, to see that we are one world, one people, who will rise above this pandemic together. Send us health, God. Watch over us. Grace us with your love. Bless us with your healing light. Hear us, God. Heal us, God. Amen.
Amen.
And a prayer for our country, the top of the page. Thus says Adonai, this is what I desire, to unlock the fetters for wickedness and untie the cords of lawlessness, to let the oppressed go free, to break off every yoke. Share your bread with the hungry and take the wretched poor into your home. When you see the naked, give clothing and do not ignore your own kin. If you banish the yoke from your midst, the menacing hand, the evil speech, if you offer compassion to the hungry and satisfy the famished creature, then your light shall shine in darkness. And for Israel, we say, O Heavenly One, protector and redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love, spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. Amen.
Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Sur Yisrael veGolo. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Sur Yisrael veGolo.
Aleinu, please rise as you're able.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Who are you remembering this Shabbat? Somebody who passed away recently, or maybe it's somebody who passed away at this time in years past. Whoever they are, we welcome you to remember them right now and to bring their spirits into the room with us, to edify you as you strengthen your steps going forward and to be with you always. We acknowledge the recent death of Molly Schreibman, the sister-in-law of our congregant Marty Schreibman. We also, in the period of the Shloshim, the 30 days, recognize the loss of Charlotte Rose Klein. When you hear your loved one's name, please stand. And if you're joining us in the period, the 11-month period, after having lost somebody you love, if you'll please rise so that we can recognize your loss now. In addition, these yahrzeits this Shabbat: Adele Alter, Ann Altschul, Barbara Block, A. Joseph Chandler, Belle Jaffe Dressler, Melvin Finke, Ruth Friedman, Wendy Gallen, Mamie Gerby, Abraham Julius Gershowitz, Lester Glickman, Sophie Topper Goldberg. We remember Donald H. Goldberger, Lily Good, Lee E. Hill, Rose Hurwitz, Jack G. J., Daniel Keiden, Jack I. Kessler, Harry Lake, Richard I. Landers, Bill Lucy. We remember Sylvia K. Mendelson, Barbara Newmark, Peter Priliker, David Roby, Alfred Rosen, Betty Gantz Rothel, Sue Schachner, Augusta Scheiman, Ethel Schreiber, Samuel Schreiber, Beatrice Siegel, Norman Siegel, Rose Smilak, Evelyn Smiley, Morris Steinman, Judith Isabel Summer, Lawrence E. Taylor, Ronald Teal, Joseph Turkeltaub, Michael Zelizer, and Saul D. Zell. We remember them all with love and in solemn testimony to that unbroken faith which binds one generation to the next. We rise with you and we say for Kaddish Yatom, Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Be'olma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'almei maya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitale v'yithalal Shmei dekudsha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiran bi'olma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen.
Amen.
May the source of peace bring peace to all who mourn, comfort to all who are grieving. Zichronam livracha, may their memories and the memories of all who have passed away inspire us to do mitzvot and have us carry on in their memory. And we say, Amen. Amen. Please have a seat, everybody. At this moment, we're going to make kiddush over some grape juice, or maybe it's a little something here like Manischewitz. And get out your matzah because we'll make a motzi after we make Kiddush together.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon, hinchilanu zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit, ki hu yom tehila l'mikra'e kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim. Join me. Kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kitashta mikol hamim, v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadish haShabbat.
Amen.
Chaim,
Amen.
we add our very holy blessing for washing our hands at this season.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu mitzvotav v'tzivanu al nitilat yadayim.
Amen.
I have special Pesach Yadayim references here. And for those of you who have never seen Shmura matzah, the big round matzah, it's good for matzah pizza. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Before we sing our last song and a little Dayenu, I want to invite you all tomorrow morning to Jewish meditation. I want to thank Or Mars, who I happen to know personally, who has wonderfully brought Jewish meditation to all of us. And thank also all of our wonderfully trained facilitators in our congregation who make our Jewish meditation possible. Happens every Shabbat morning now at 10 o'clock. So you can just go onto our website and find the Zoom link, and we hope to see you then. Even if you've never meditated before, you, like I'm sure, appreciate just how sustaining the breath can be right now to relax us and to rejuvenate us. So I hope you'll join us then. I also want to mention later on after Shabbat this week, we will have a special poetry reading opportunity with the one and only Artie Isaac, who has written his own book on poetry and is just like a marvelously thoughtful person and very wise. And you'll have a special opportunity to hear Artie this Sunday at 7 o'clock. Please join that Zoom call and you'll have an opportunity to interact with him and everybody else. Yes, definitely. And then also this coming Monday at 7 o'clock, I wanted to mention that Doctors Beth and Mike Weinstock will be doing another Let's Talk About Medical Issues. Any of your medical questions can be addressed in this special forum. So please come and spread the word, just like we had last week with our financial questions, all germane to the COVID virus. We had Bob Kaiden and David Stone, our congregants, answering your financial questions. It was a really wonderful opportunity. We hope you'll join us for that too, Monday at 7. Finally, I want to mention that it's Yizkor this coming Wednesday. The Cantor and I will be having about a half an hour long Yizkor opportunity, 10 o'clock on a Wednesday morning, to remember all of those people that we love and miss. It'll really be a special opportunity, as Yizkor always is. So thank you so much for joining us this evening. And I feel like maybe we kind of have had a little Pesach together, which is really terrific because I miss you. Next year, I'll invite you all to my Seder. It'll happen at the New Temple Israel. So that'll be fun. Till then, friends, Shabbat Shalom, and let's sing a final Dayenu.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat
Shabbat
Shalom.
Shalom. Everybody stay well. Please be in touch with us if we can be of any help to you whatsoever. We love you. Shabbat Shalom.